So guys, I am back. I did the wrong intro again. Hello everybody, I'm back on FNAF Security Breach. Maybe I can jump this. Woo. In all honesty, my thoughts on this is not that well. I think this game is not nearly as good as the DLC is not as good as the base game. That's my personal opinion. I know a lot of people had a different thought about that. You know, and I get that. Right, I don't know. Wait a minute. That's blue. I noticed one thing about my previous videos is that I'm not that loud in them because I'm like, I don't know, more of like a chillax, a calm, not in the right area. I just did the same thing again, didn't I? Okay. I'm tired of this loading screen. It takes forever. Okay, let's think about this for a minute. Wait a minute. So there is one more red thing. Okay. Got it. That's actually amazing. Does this portal lead back? Don't know why I'm here exactly. You gotta be kidding me. How exactly am I supposed to get back? Wait a minute, let's try this one more time, right? Okay. Oh. Oh. I forgot that I need this in order to go over here, right? We go back to the cart. Oh, so we are making good progress, though. Don't know how much longer there is in this game. To get a checkpoint, though.
You did great. You're getting closer.
How do you know? How are you doing any of this?
I'll explain it all when you get here. That thing is here again. I gotta hide. Save me, Cassie, please.
Oh, I guess it's loading the rest of the map. Got it. Wait a minute. At first I thought this was like a one of those keycard things from the base game, but it's not. It was a cupcake, I think. Oh, I know where we are now. Wait a minute. Don't know. This is giving me a lot of like Garden of Banban vibes. I don't know why. That's because of like the puzzle type, I'm assuming.
Chica?
Wow, it's a real shock, right? We're not going on that elevator, right? Well, I guess that kind of answers the question, does it not? There's gotta be something here we're missing, right? There it is. There's the boy.
Ow! 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 I got kicked out of the Vanny network. You said you got rid of that rabbit thing. What happened?
So guys, I'm back. Anyways. Like, I was thinking, right? About, like, how... I saw a meme on the internet, right? On TikTok, I think it was. And it was about, like... the whole thing with, like, Sony, and I was thinking about this, like... So, like, sometimes, like, Marvel movies, they'll sometimes say, like, in association with, and you're like, oh, that's because they're third-party companies, right? That are, like, outside of, like, the official Marvel, you know, like Sony, Fox. But if you notice, some movies that are, like, for outsourced, right? Say Marvel Studios, but others say in association. In association doesn't necessarily mean that it's not directly Marvel related, right? I think it is, in fact, it's what Marvel themselves approve of. Like, if you notice, like, the Spider-Man spin-offs, like Venom, Morbius, Kraven the Hunter, they say, like, in association with, because official Marvel doesn't approve of those movies. And, like, other things, like X-Men will say, like, I don't recall for sure, I think, like, the X-Men movies do say, like, with Marvel Studios, or some of them do at least. Like, at least the older ones.
Gregory, are you there?
Which, right, I totally get that, right? That's... Oh, okay, okay. But what I was gonna say with that is, like, how a lot of people have been speculating, like, oh, Sony's trying to make, like, that Sinister Six movie that was canceled forever ago that I was really hyped for, right? Like Amazing Spider-Man 3 or the Sinister Six movie. Like, those were things that I was hyped for, extremely hyped for. I mean, like, all this talk about it being them making it into a real thing, I'm, like, hyped. Like, and you think, okay, well, so they have a few. That means there's still a couple movies to go in between. But if you think about it, okay. I've never seen Morbius, right? So I can't talk about. But I've watched the end credit scene because I was watching like a theory video. But if you think about this, right, legitly. So like the Vulture showed up at the end of Morbius post-credit scene, right? So if you think about that, right? So there's two members right there, right? And then you have Venom, of course, right? Because they're in the same universe. So Venom,
Finally. Bet I can use the mask again.
okay, so right, that's three there. So you got Vulture, Venom, Morbius, and then of course you have the new one, Kraven the Hunter, right? That movie's coming out. And then, of course, and you think about it, Rhino, right? And my question is, since it hasn't been, like, completely shown, right, is that there is a possibility that it can be the same one as Amazing Spider-Man, right? Because they never really showed it besides, like, oh, yeah, the voice is different, but that doesn't mean much, right? Like, it can be, like, he could have had, like, a voice change, or they're trying to play it off, you know? I totally get that. Right, that could possibly be what is exactly going on with it. But, on the other hand, right, it could be a new actor, like they're replacing the one and trying to play it off like it's like the dude in the Rhino suit never happened, even though they referenced it in Spider-Man No Way Home. They referenced it, right? Which it could be the same guy, or it's like, oh, he got replaced or something because he failed or whatnot. So then you got, okay, so right, so you got Venom, Morbius, Vulture, Kraven, Rhino, right? And then you go like, who's the sixth member, okay, right? If my theory is correct, right, about it being like based on like the Amazing Spider-Man 2 like cliffhanger, which they might do Amazing Spider-Man 3 before they actually do that to like tie up some like questions, you know. But I believe that the sixth member would be like the Green Goblin, like in the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man universe, which would be the one that people have issues with, but I personally don't have issues with. Like I like Amazing Spider-Man 2, even though people like hate on it constantly. I'm like that. I like it. Right? It's like what I really enjoy about it better than the newer ones, right, is the mystery vibe to it. You know, like this back to what I was saying, like the mystery vibe of it, where it's more into the story than just basically just the action, right? But as far as it goes, like, right, like them setting up the universe, right, like the unofficial Marvel universe, I think that personally I don't like how they're setting it up at all. Other people might be like different, like they might be thinking, right, Morbius, right, that him being in it might mess it up or whatnot, but me personally, I think it's more of like how they're putting more of like a darker tone to it, and I don't think it's like more of like it doesn't like fit properly into how I would imagine the universe in the being. Being based on how it's been represented in the past. Like these scary or darker themes in a Spider-Man movie in general, it doesn't seem right to me. It doesn't seem like, I don't know if it's just me because I'd never watched any of these like spin-offs, right? So I'm not as well what some may call educated, right? Come on, I was almost there. I'm not as well educated on the matter of what if the movie's actually gonna be good, if it even does exist, right? Like, in all honesty, though, superhero movies in general have been changing drastically and not in a good way, right? Like Marvel's been, after like getting rid of Iron Man, Captain America, you know, they've really been like,
Finally, bet I can use the mask again.
they're like getting to a era where it's like they're having to like side characters that they haven't really, that no one really cares about, they're having to pull them out of the woodworks in order to sustain like money, because like they're like, oh, these actors were so good at playing this specific character that we can't just replace them or restart the universe, because we've got so many of these good movies that people respect, that they enjoy, you know. And so where do they go from there, right? They have to make these movies about these characters that no one's really has association with, right? That no one really has like big connection to, or maybe they do and it's just like been a forgotten character. I like how they made the Eternals movie. Haven't seen that. Like I want to see that. Like I've been collecting like a lot of DVDs and watching all the different Marvel and DC movies, so I'm getting more educated by on how to view the Come on, this is annoying. But to the point where it's like, oh, they're like, I think Marvel pretty much is playing it safe, as in terms of not trying to replace actors and stuff. Like they're like, they've done in the past, right, with like the Hulk. They've upset a lot of people by whenever they replaced Eric Bana. But in my full honest opinion, though, I don't. It's like, oh, you have different creative ideals, you know, and I'm like, so what? It's like, you work it out, you don't just replace an actor, you know? Like, if people have grown to love that actor in that role, you can't just go like, oh, we don't like this, you know? But I personally, I think Marvel's playing it safe with trying to expand the universe instead of trying to completely reset it, you know, like how James Gunn's doing with The Flash. I didn't like that. I like they're actors that people have grown up with, right? Their childhood, basically, right? Like, this is what their ideal is of the character, and then someone comes along and says, oh, I don't like this, I'm gonna throw it away. You know, and it's like, this is... Oh, come on, I hate you, Chica, you disgrace. Chica, you're a disgrace to this nation. You're awful. I don't like you. You're ruining my fun. This guy is what annoys me. Come on! Yeah, but that's pretty much my thoughts on it all. And how did you do that? You can't just climb to the wall. It's like my personal view of it all, though. Like, I'm more or less am like at the point where it's like there's gonna be some good movies, right, every so often out of the mess that has been created with.
Finally, bet I can use the mask again.
Like, after all, like, that's been said and done, it's like I'm like to the point where it's like, oh, I feel like I could do amazing job, right? I think I would be great at choosing about movies and what movies should be made and what shouldn't. I think, like, if I had my own, like, I had this thought, right? Now, what if the characters that are non-Marvel and DC, like, you put them together and make their own cinematic universe, right? That would actually be really amazing, because then it would be, like, more, since it wouldn't be as big, it'd be more of like what the fans would want. Like, they would be like more suggestions to it instead of one person deciding what the fans want and don't want. Like, you know, you'd think if you take into consideration what other people's thoughts are,
Finally,
what they want to see in a movie, what they don't want to see, you know, it's like, if you don't take into consideration what the fans want, then you're not going to do as well. I think that's what one problem that's foreseeable with the new DC movies, is that they're going off of one person's vision instead of going like, oh, here's what the fans do like and don't like. Like, they like specific actors, right? It's like they like specific actors, they like specific type of writing style. But no, we're gonna just throw that all away. Like, I think it's, and for everyone that's been like, oh, he gave it a try to save what was previously had an issue, right? Some of you might say that, right? But I don't think he truly did, because if you look at all the movies that have came out recently, right? All these like new DC movies, they've all been titles that aren't main characters, right? Like, take for instance, if he would have made like another Ben Affleck Batman movie, which everyone's been asking for forever, or another Superman movie with Henry Cavill, like, or you know, like, that would have totally changed everything around. Like, he could have saw that, oh, there's potential here, let's work with this, instead of just scrapping the whole cinematic universe as a whole. Like, it's like, instead of saying, oh, here we go, there's some good, there's some bad, let's throw it all away, you could go like, okay, let's see what's good about it, let's see what people like, and then let's see what we can salvage, you know? And I feel like they didn't fully do that to an extent, because they're like, which some people will disagree with me with that, and they'll go like, hey, so a few of the characters are moving over, right? Like Wonder Woman, right? Harley Quinn, let's see who else, the Flash, possibly. Aquaman, yeah. But the main glue of the DCU is Batman and Superman, right? And whenever you completely just rip that out and you say, here's some other glue, let's stick it in between, it's not gonna work, right? But people don't have respect for that. But I feel like more of like with Marvel movies, right? They're sure they got rid of the glue per se, right? They got rid of Captain America, Iron Man, like that's the glue of MCU, right? And so they still have Spider-Man, right? But that's owned by Sony. It's not gonna be the same, right? It's not gonna. It can't just hold it seemingly one character that isn't even owned by the base company is not gonna seemingly save the world. You know. Which I could see like Marvel trying to buy Spider-Man back. But I don't see that being a legitimate thing that would ever. Come on, please tell me I got the checkpoint. Checkpoint, please. Please. I finally got it, and then it just randomly just takes it away from me. Okay.
Finally. Bet I can use the mask again.
But I feel like that's what, like, the difference between the beginning and the what is now is, like, what's really major about it is, so if you look at the originals, right, like, if you look at the original characters, right, from the original actors and everything, like, original Spider-Man movies, like, Tobey Maguire, right, and then you have, like, I don't know what I was gonna go from there with, because it's, like, totally a different situation with that. I hate you. It's like a total different situation with that. Like, if you look, like, I see how people were like with the new Flash movie, everyone was like, oh, Michael Keaton's back, that means it's gonna be a hit. And it's like, no, that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be good. It's sort of like how I felt like No Way Home was. Wasn't the best movie of all time, like everyone in existence is saying. Like, if you look at the characters that fell off, different writers, right? Again. Because if you think about it, right, the original writers had a vision for each different Spider-Man, right? But you take that away and you have one specific writer that's just seen the movies before and they're like, oh, so this is how this character is viewed in these other movies, so we're just gonna throw in a few snippets of their personality and call it a day. Like, it wasn't the same characters. It was off to me. Like, I completely get why they did it, right? I understand why they did it fully. I understand. They're trying to make a movie that was legit what the fans wanted, right? But I don't know if it's because there's too much hype for it that That was what was my real problem.
Why can't I remove the mask? It's stuck to my head.
Okay. Whoa, this is something else, isn't it? Oh. So we gotta find the music first. Oh, that wasn't the music. Then we need to do the guitar, right? There we go. Then the star. Then the lightning bolt.
That rabbit thing's back again. You said it was safe here.
So star. Lightning, guitar. We're actually making good progress. Ooh, the lag spike is fine though.
Not trying hard enough.
That's something.
Oh, Roxy.
Huh? Who's there? You can't hide from me. Gregory.
What? How did I die in the middle of a cutscene? Please tell me how. How far back did it put me? Oh. Oh, not that far actually.
You're not trying hard enough.
Poor Roxy.
Huh? Who's there? You can't hide from me. Gregory.
No! Gregory, run! Roxy's after you! Gregory, are you there?
Cassie, I'm okay. I found a spot to hide. Turn off the nose in the salon to follow Roxy. Hurry, she's close.
If I'm being completely honest here, this is one thing that is I don't I legit don't see any.
Gregory!
I gotta get in there.
Oh, I see. That's stupid. I hate this. Oh. Honestly, I think after one more try, I'm gonna end this video.
Gregory!
I gotta get in there.
One thing I want to know, and this is like a legit serious question, is how she got over here so fast. Oh, that's how, because somehow she magically appeared on the other side of the map. Okay. I do in fact think I will end this video here. If you did enjoy and you want to see more, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see y'all in the next video.